What is up, guys? It's your buddy Aaron here. Welcome back to another video on the boosted G35. Before we get into today's content, just wanted to tell you thank you so much for all your love and support on the last video where I was explaining why you should not boost your Infiniti G35 or Nissan 350Z. That video got a lot of love, a lot of comments, a lot of controversy. Thank you guys so much for tuning into it and for putting your input on that video. Really appreciate it. If you guys haven't seen it, definitely go check it out. It made some good, valid points as to why you shouldn't boost your 350Z or G35. Nonetheless, we got our boosted G. We love it, and we're gonna keep working on it because it just requires a lot of work. You know what I'm saying? No, but really, guys, thank you so much for all the love you guys had on that video. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you guys smash that like button and hit that subscribe button. We got a bunch of content that comes out on the G35 every Friday, so make sure you stay tuned. I've had the Injector Dynamics 1050cc injectors installed on the G now for about a year, and we are running strictly E85. And with E85, if you let the car sit for a little while in between, you know, drives and whatnot, that E85 can really gunk up and build like a lot of sludge by the injectors. So we're just gonna do a nice little routine cleaning. We're gonna send it out to our buddies over at Coastal Precision Fuel Injection, and they're gonna be cleaning our injectors and basically just getting them ready to reinstall once we have everything else like topped off and perfect and ready to go to put the motor back in. So to remove the motor, it's always good to get to a mounting bracket. One is gonna be usually right here on the front cover where the ground is. We want to hook up a chain basically to one of these two grounding posts right here with a bolt, and the other one is on the opposite side. There's a little bracket connected to the head of the engine. Those are good spots to remove the engine when it comes to you know, using a shop crane to remove it. We're gonna get into it. We got to remove the upper plenum, we got to remove the intake and the lower plenum, and then we'll be able to see our nice little fuel rail. And we just unplug all our injectors. We'll leave the harness there, and we will remove the fuel rail with the injectors. And that'll basically conclude today's video. Real quick, I just want you guys to check out this GMC Yukon that my buddy brought me to paint. If you guys recall in the last video, this thing was completely different looking. It was a beige color. The front end had no lights or anything on it. We were able to get this thing painted. It's a Honda color. It's a black with some metallic in there, and this thing is looking so sick. He had us wire up the LEDs in the headlights. We got the little LED, not really a halo, but we got the LED strip here, and we got the high beams and low beams working. We got the turn signals working. We got the LED fog lights, and we even put in some LED light bars here in the Sierra conversion front end of this GMC Yukon, which is pretty sweet. I actually got the Sierra right here. So basically this front end was put onto this SUV here, and it's sick. This thing is completely transformed. We're completely blacked out. The thing is like tinted, like 5%. Got the black wheels lifted, whole front end. This thing looks freaking insane. If you guys need any paint work, any carbon fiber restore, or even just working on your G35, let me know, because I do offer my services here. I work right out of the garage. If there's anything you guys need done to your G or your car or anything like that in terms of paint or mechanical work, brakes, fluids, transmission work, engine work, anything you guys need, you guys can DM me on Instagram at DoubleAG35. You guys can reach out to a phone number. I'll even provide you guys down in the description. That is my work phone number. You guys can text it, you guys can call it. If there's anything you guys need related to work on your car or truck, you guys hit me up. I'm here for you. So let's go ahead and get started. We're gonna go ahead and start removing the fuel injectors. Let's get the upper plenum off and our intake off. We got an 11mm right here for the clamps to remove the Greddy intake pipe. We'll just go ahead and disconnect this hose for our blow-off valve, and then we got 10mm all around for our plenum, the upper plenum. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 that we're gonna be removing. 19 bolts. 10mm that we're going to be removing. We got this hose right here that we got to remove. We're just going to take this and just kind of, you know, it's bolted on this little bracket. We'll just move it out the way. We don't got to unplug it or anything like that. This vacuum line we'll go ahead and remove. If you guys have your PCV valve still connected to your plenum, you'll go ahead and remove it right here. And that's about it for the upper plenum. So let's go ahead and get that thing removed. Oh, also, there is a coolant line for the throttle body that is going to be located on the back here. Once you have all those bolts removed, you can kind of lift it up and you can remove that that coolant line. Mine was actually deleted, so we don't have coolant running to the throttle body because we try to keep the throttle body cooler than the regular heat here in Florida. So we try not to have our coolant go to our throttle body to keep that air flowing in a little bit cooler. So yeah, that's really it. Let's go ahead and get this thing removed. Alright guys, so I just got my intake off and we are seeing some oil in the intake. That is a really bad sign of obviously the turbo seals not doing too hot. So I have a feeling that it's not my injectors that's causing the G to run weird. It's actually probably my mass airflow sensor covered in oil. I don't know if you guys remember like the first or second dyno day, we had the G up on the dyno and every time you let off the gas it was smoking like crazy because the turbo seals were just blowing out a ton of oil because there's too much pressure in there. And we later on found down the road that it wasn't just the turbo seals were bad, it was that the turbos weren't draining the oil fast enough, so the oil had to go somewhere and it was getting pushed through those seals. So Martin was like, oh yeah, just take off the intake, check the intake out, see if you got oil in there, and if you do, then it's got to do with like either crankcase ventilation, too much pressure in the system, blah blah blah. So I rebuilt the turbos, pulled the motor out, rebuilt the turbos and all that stuff, and then when I put everything back together, it was still smoking. I'm like, what the heck? And then I realized, you know, I could just lower the oil level and maybe it'll help. Maybe it's the turbos aren't draining fast enough. Recently I did fill up the oil a little bit higher than normal, and maybe that's what, and I was dailying it for like 3 weeks, and maybe that's what was causing all this oil blow by to come back into the intake. So I am going to clean off the mass airflow sensor. We're going to put this intake back on and I'm going to see how it runs, if it runs any better. If it does run better, then I don't think I'm going to have to clean the injectors, so we might not be pulling those out. So let's take a look and see if we can fix this thing up. This is the UPREV mass airflow sensor for boosted G35s running UPREV. So I'm going to go ahead and just unbolt it real quick. We'll take it out. We'll go ahead and clean it up with some mass airflow sensor cleaner. And hopefully this can fix our problem here. Definitely want to clean up some of the oil that's in there too. So I just pulled the bottom coupler off here to the intercooler. This is the one that goes to the intake. You can definitely see some oil there. A little bit of sludge and shit. That's nasty, dude. So I'm gonna clean that up. Really should take off the whole intercooler and clean that up as well. I mean, I've had to do it before, but I'm just gonna go ahead and just clean it up a little bit with a rag that I can get in there. Coming over here to the other side, I don't see too much oil on the top hose. This is where both of the turbos connect to it. This is actually super dry, this top one. This top one goes to the passenger side turbo, and the bottom one goes to the driver side turbo. And you can definitely see some oil residue like around here for the driver side turbo. Hard to get this off, but there's some oil in there. You can see it on my finger already. So I'm gonna clean all that up. I'm gonna check the oil level. Hopefully it's not too high, and we'll go ahead and clean up our mass airflow sensor. See if we can get this thing to not run like shit. Alright guys, so we got our UPREV GT MAF right here. There's so much oil on it, so much residue. You can see even right here, just getting all over my fingers here. So I bought some mass airflow sensor cleaner. You don't want to use any brake cleaner or anything like that because it can actually damage these sensors. So we'll start spraying it down with some mass airflow sensor cleaner. Yeah, you can definitely see all that oil just running right off of it. I'm really hoping this fixes it and actually makes it run good, because the transmission isn't really bad, and that was the main reason why I wanted to pull the engine out, so I can remove the transmission, because the turbos are in the way to remove the transmission without pulling the engine out. So I wanted to just change the clutch, change the throwout bearing, and get the transmission either rebuilt or replaced, because it's slipping out of 5th gear and kind of hard to get it into 1st gear and whatnot. But if this can make it run a little bit better, that'll save me some more time, and we can go rip it real quick. So I'm gonna go ahead and let this thing dry off for the next like 2 minutes. We'll go ahead, install everything, put our intake back on, and see if this thing starts up without any problems. Alright guys, so we got everything reinstalled. We got our intake on there, blow-off valve is connected, everything is tightened down as far as all the intercooler couplers and intake couplers. Let's go ahead and get this thing started and see if it will run without wanting to stall out or die. Oh, windshield wipers are on. Alright. Alright. I'm gonna go ahead and try and give it some gas. Oh shit. Alright, dude, it's running. Before, when I go ahead and give it gas, it would just want to die. I showed you guys in the last video, this thing was dying. A lot of you guys had your own like little ideas, which I really appreciate. A lot of you guys had your own little ideas on what could have been wrong, which I really appreciate you guys in the comments always. Wow, it was just a dirty mass airflow sensor the whole time. Yeah, I had Renan come over because I was doing some carbon fiber restoring on his Q50 spoiler. And he's from Leonardo Auto Performance, a shop that I usually use. He's like, yeah, it's probably vacuum or something like that, or even check the mass airflow sensor. And I'm like, yeah, I'm thinking it's the injectors, blah, blah, blah. Feels like it's not getting fuel, but there's pressure there. I don't know. There's no check engine light, so I don't know. But as soon as I saw the oil in the intake, I'm like, damn, it's gotta be a dirty mass airflow sensor. So, what do you know, as soon as we clean it, the fucking car runs amazing now. So, I'm gonna let this thing warm up. We're gonna go take it for a rip and see how good it performs. And if I get any like transmission issues, like noise, I'm gonna show you guys that too. But with the car running really good, the transmission isn't that bad, and that's the whole reason why I wanted to remove the engine, was so I can remove the transmission, put my new clutch in, new throttle bearing, and try to get the transmission rebuilt. I don't really have the money to get the transmission rebuilt right now because I'm still trying to get financially stable. So if I can kind of beat up the tranny where it's at right now and the engine's running great, then I'll probably just leave it like it is for now. We got some other mods coming up. Let me let this thing warm up and we'll see if we can take it for a rip without it running lean. Yee. Oh my god, I haven't driven this thing in like 2 months because it was running like trash. I'm stoked. Oh my god, I could actually fucking give it gas now. Dude, it goes into boost. Oh my god, bro. It's like driving this thing for the first time all over again. I've been driving my truck and just nothing compared to this. It's totally different. I gotta baby that thing. It's like 6,000 pounds. Do you guys hear that? You see how like it's just so hard to get it in the gear and it just clunks like crazy? Or kind of grinds. Like as soon as I release the clutch, like I'm in gear, I can put it in gear and all. I release the clutch and it's just... Alright, let's rip it, dude. Let's see what we got. AFRs. Oh my god, it's 10 AFR, dude. That's awesome. I wasn't even all the way on the gas. Just trying to get this thing warmed up. Oh my god, dude, I haven't driven this thing in forever. It feels so good. Alright, let's hit this corner. We're in second gear, we're gonna rip it. On the street right now. Dude, it's still hitting boost cut at like 12 AFR, but it's way better than before. It was going up to like 17 when the mass airflow sensor wasn't detecting all the air. Oh, dude, that's sick. It still feels like it could have more power though, for sure. I have a feeling we're only somewhere around like 480 or 500 horsepower when before we were making like 575 to the wheels. I'm not sure if the camera can pick up the AFRs pretty well, but we're gonna get on it right here, see if you guys can see it. Oh my god, dude, this thing is just way too fun, dude. Oh my god, it puts a huge smile on my face every time I get in this thing. I think it needs gas. Oh shit. Alright, before I get in trouble, let's pull it back in. Oh dude, fuck yeah, dude, that's sick, dude. Alright dudes, well I'm glad that was really simple and easy. I guess I'm not going to be showing you guys how to replace your fuel injectors today. But anyway guys, we still have like an underlining problem. We're probably gonna have to install that mod that will help our turbos drain. This way we can actually raise the oil level back up, because I'm running the oil level right now at the bottom of my dipstick to stop it from smoking and things like that. Now we do have an oil pan extender, and the pickup tube is also extended. It's like just a little bit over an inch. So I have like that inch of room on my dipstick to play with, but it's still, you know, for a turbo build and everything, you want more oil. You know, we got the car running really good, but I still have that issue of the transmission grinding a little bit. Now, like I said, it's not really grinding when I'm putting it in gear. It goes into gear, no problem. Now, when I'm going into any gear and I'm releasing the clutch to engage the gear, that's when I'm hearing grinding. It's like the throwout bearing is warped, or the input shaft or something is messed up, and the teeth of the input shaft or something is grinding. I don't really know. That's just what I can imagine. I'm not sure if that's normal for an Ironman's, you know, 6-puck clutch. If it's normal to hear grinding while going into gear. It's just I've never heard that when I first bought this clutch, and I've been running the clutch for about 8 months now. So I'm not sure if that's just normal after you break in a clutch for it to make that noise. I know when I first got the clutch, it was making more of like a squeaking, like high-pitched screeching noise when going into gear, but it never made like this grinding type of noise. So I'm not too sure. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I definitely want to hear you guys' opinion if you guys have a boosted build or experience with the Ironman 6-puck clutch or any other 6-puck clutch, to see if you guys have experienced the same thing, and if I should really just like go crazy and pull out the tranny and do all that stuff, or if we should just rip it and just wait until the whole thing explodes and then rip it out. That's probably a better idea, right? Either way guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate your help, and if there's anything you guys need as far as work on your G35 and you guys are local to South Florida, please hit me up. I would love to work on your guys' car, do any paint work, carbon fiber restore, things like that, coilover install, any mod install, any type of maintenance, fluids, injectors, tranny, engine, anything, whatever you guys need, hit me up. Appreciate it guys, and I'm gonna see you guys next Friday. Take it easy. Oh, happy 4th of July. Take it easy.